Hello. Let me blame you, if you don't mind. Prefacing a request or a question with "if you don't mind" confuses and derails the question or the request by blaming, shaming, and undermining. Rather than getting your question answered or your request filled, you end up empty-handed, confused, and often angry. Here's how that happens. "If you don't mind" blames because the request starts with the conditional "if" and then "you." So rather than start with the request with what you really want, you start with the other person and you start with the condition of that other person. If is a subordinating conjunction. Sub-ordinating conjunctions deceptively organize. In this case, "if you" becomes the priority of order. For example, "if" and "you" is prefaced or comes before your request. "If you don't mind" prioritizes the other person's behavior over your request and says, "You don't even need to answer my request. All you have to do is don't mind." This is very confusing, leaving the other person wondering, do you want me to fill your request? Do you want me to answer your question? Or do you want me to not mind? "If you don't mind" also shames because "don't mind" seeks absolution for a crime not committed. It says, "I don't mind because I don't matter. I have no worth. I'm not allowed to request or question. I'm wrong in thinking and asking for this. Please punish me. I don't mind because I don't matter. I am ashamed for asserting myself. Do not mind me." This further derails the conversation as the focus becomes punishment for a crime not committed rather than answering or filling a request. Totally irrelevant. Third, "if you don't mind" undermines you and the other person by prefacing your request with the negative "don't." You throw yourself under the bus before you even start. "Don't mind me." That's your request. You can say, "Don't mind me. Can I have an apple?" Do you want me to ignore you, or do you need an apple? How is this relevant? Extremely confusing. So you throw yourself under the bus before you even start. Don't mind me. Pay no attention to me or my request. Don't even mind you. We are all a monumental waste of time. Worthless, mindless, questioning blobs. So, when you're asking for anything or requesting anything, just ask the question or state your requirement. Do not caveat or preface or place conditions on the request. When a request arises, honor the question. Make the question the star of the show. Do not place a sentence before the question or after the question. Just ask. Honor the question. Honoring the question honors you. Place the question on a pedestal and give it space. Ask without any expectation, without the need for permission or validation or absolution or credit. Because that's exactly what you're doing when you say "if you don't mind," or if you preface your question with or follow your question with or your request with "if you don't mind." You're setting an expectation, you're wanting permission, you're asking for validation, you want absolution, and you want credit. So you can get those 5 things, which you're never going to get, or you can get your question answered or your request filled. Now, your question or your request is you expressing yourself. Questions are asked out of the need of self to express the self. Questions are not to validate the self. Questions or requests are the expression of self-worth. Questions or requests are expressed through you, by you, for you. Use you or lose you. Express yourself or lose yourself. If you don't know who you are, the world will tell you. If you have a request or a question, post it in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Namaste from the Sage.